All right, welcome to the third day of building CMDB with Python and SQL using Chat GPT. I guess I should have probably mentioned that in the original video that I'm doing that because, we've already built a CMDB roughly 25 years ago, so why do we need to build it today? So my challenge was to see how far I can get with just using Chat GPT. So today I'm going to ask it this particular question here. I asked it, okay, do you remember the conversation we had before with the CMDB and building using Python and SQLite? And ChatGPT says, yes, I do remember discussing this topic of building this thing with you. We'll see how much it actually remembers. I haven't submitted the question. I wanted to record it in this video. But I'm saying, okay, great. So today I'd like to continue with creating a relationship table that connects the computer system, application person, and business service classes with each other. I want to continue in Python using SQLite 3, but I want the database to be called CMDB. It will need to include 5 examples of each instance of each CI in a CMDB class and 3 relationships between each, well, let's say between the business services and applications should exist. So when the tables are finished, I should be able, oops, I should be able to see a dependency relationship table that shows the relationships using the is it instance ID or the IDs of related CIs. All right, let's see what it will do. I want to share this excitement with you because this is always like, what is it I'm going to get out of this box? This is a box of chocolates like Forrest Gump. And here goes ChatGPT. I mean, at this point, I have learned to respect it. It really knows what it's doing. So we're going to look at this. It's analyzing. It says, okay, let's go ahead and create a SQLite database called CMDB. Define the tables for computer system application, person, and business service as the configuration item CIs within the CMDB. Insert 5 examples for each CI class in their respective tables. Create a dependency relationship table to represent the relationships between CIs, specifically focusing on relationships between business service and application. Insert real relationships into the dependency relationship table and query the dependency relationship table to display the relationship using IDs of the related CI. So this is kind of what I typed in, but it's more organized, I would say. Okay. So, all right, so it's doing the relationships, 1, 2, 3. Focusing, okay. I want the above tasks actually written in Python and create the tables. Can you please produce the code like you did before? All right. Yeah, actually, I want the actual code. So while it's doing this, I'm going to share the code that it's provided before. Okay, here we go. So it's actually doing the command line. And like I said, did before, I'm just going to copy it exactly as it creates it and plug it into my Python in a terminal. And it worked before. So we'll see if it does it again. I have to say again, Chat GPT and Chat GPT period is pretty smart. I recently had an opportunity here in Austin to go and hang out at the Capitol Factory, and met all of the 5 different competing technologists for OpenAI, ChatGPT, the Google Gemini. The guys were pretty cool, but I'm understanding that Gemini is getting beat up. And so far, like I said, I would like to see a joint prompt between the 5. So I have 1 prompt and 5 different opinions from all different technologies in one interface. So rather than waiting for one answer, I would get a mix of best values, out of which I would probably assign a precedence value to say, hey, from ChatGPT, I'm going to give you 80%, and Gemini, I'm going to give you 15%, and the other 2, like it was the Meta one, whatever the OpenAI is for Meta, Llama, Llama, right? So here we go. It created all of these things. So I'm gonna copy this whole thing. Copy code. Okay, so here I'm gonna create a CMDB relationships Python and insert the text. Let's make sure it actually put it on each individual line here. And it looks like it did. Now, for those that are looking at this and are wondering why don't I use Jupyter or whatever, I don't need Jupyter. I just use VI, which is sufficient. So, okay, here we go. We have where's the beginning of this comment? There it is. Okay, so to actually do it, cursor execute. So I think here it may be complaining about indentation. But without anything actually changing here, I'm just going to run this. See what happens. Okay, and it actually did. So there should be a new database here. Okay, I'm not seeing the database. CMDB.py. Okay, it did create CMDB in uppercase. So let's take a look at what is inside that database. So let's go with SQLite 3 CMDB, and let's do a .schema. And voila, we have computer system. Oh, SQLite sequence, how about that? Person, business service, and a dependency relationship. So I don't see, excuse me, I don't see. There's a new table, SQLite sequence. It's interesting that I actually introduced that. But I'm going to take a look at what is inside the relationship. So select star from that's a long one, dependency relationship. And okay, so we have 1, 2, business service ID, application ID, and then the ID itself. So it did it very simple. Actually, I was hoping for a little bit more complex ID, but let's do a select on application. Sorry. Application 1. Okay, so they did 1, 2, 3. Application 1, 2, 3. Description for application 1, 2, 3. So here actually it added a table. So using the other database that I created with an actual sample where it's a little bit more recognizable. What I can do now is I can say, okay, well, give me the schema for, let's see, dependency relationship, dependency relationship. And okay, I think it just does the whole thing with everything in the table. So once again, here we have the business service. We have integer name. So I didn't really try too hard to actually create a name for the business service. It just actually did one. So let's do a select star from business service. And we got business service 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in the relationship, what it was doing, it was showing 1, 2, 3. So it's doing a business service ID, application ID. What I really actually wanted to see, the way CMDB is built, you just have a relationship and then have a unique more ID. So there is a there would be a inheritance table where the asset table would be on top and it would have the ID, and then the inheritance would be then passed over to the children. So in my next video here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on that. I'm just going to say, hey, create a relationship model where you have a main table and then an inheritance created for application, computer system, and business services, and a person, so that each path or each branch basically has its own unique IDs rather than having a big flat table. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time.